Alright guys, this will be the tutorial and review video for the Terrific Transpo or Terrific Transportation card trick I taught today during free time. And first I'll show you the trick and then I'll show you guys how it's done, alright? So, you can see that I have the 4 kings and the 4 aces, right? Now I'll give you guys a better look at those right now, just so you guys can see them. So you can see we have the ace of hearts, the ace of clubs, the ace of diamonds, the ace of spades. Remember, spades are the leaders, okay? The king of hearts, the king of clubs, the king of diamonds, and the king of spades, right? So place the kings down right over here, and the aces down right next to them, alright? Okay, and then we'll give the rest of the deck a shuffle. Give the rest of the deck a shuffle, just set it over to the side. And you'll see if I swap the king with the ace, and I just wave this king right over all these cards, you'll see they magically turn into the 1, 2, 3, 4, or the 3 other kings, right? And if I wave the ace right over these cards, you know what, let me make this a little more difficult for myself actually. I'm just going to take the deck up over here, and I just want you to tell me when to stop whenever you'd like me to, alright? So just tell me when to stop. Right there. Okay, we'll take those cards, so 3 cards. 1, 2, 3, and the 4th card, which is an 8. Okay, get rid of the rest of the deck. So these cards over here a little more, so you can see them. And just like this. So, and all I have to do is switch the ace of spades with this 8 of spades. And if I just wave this 8 over these 3 cards, these magically turn into the 3 other 8s. If I wave this ace over these 3 cards, they magically turn into the other 3 aces. So that is Terrific Transpo, and now for the tutorial. So for the trick, to do the trick, you need to get out your 4 kings and your 4 aces, and any 4 of a kind that you want that aren't the aces or kings. So I did 4 8s, and you can just do that, whatever you like. And then how you want to arrange the kings and the aces. It doesn't matter if you have the kings on top or the aces on top, but as long as you have the 4 kings together and the king of spades on the bottom, and same with the aces, as long as you have the 4 aces together and the ace of spades is on the bottom. I like to alternate them red, black, but you don't need to do that. Or for this case, I guess they're white, but you know, they're normally black. So that's how I'm doing it. So you start the trick like this, with these cards on the table, and then you have your 4 of a kind like this. You have those on top of the deck. And then the way you start out the trick is you show them the cards, say, okay, we got the 4 kings and the 4 aces, close with the pack, and you go to your deck and you push off the top 3 cards, 1, 2, 3, and which are your first 3 of the 4 8s, or whatever you chose, whatever 4 of a kind you chose, and then you basically get a little pinky break under those top 3 cards, and you say, now I'm going to show you all the cards, and you take that packet of aces and kings, put it on top of the top 3 cards, or on top of your break, and you say okay, and then what you do is you put this packet on top, face up, and then as you do that you steal away those top 3 cards. You see that? I've got the 3 of the aces, 3 of the 8s above those kings, so it looks like this in the packet, but then I only think you have the aces and kings, right? And then what you do is you just hold the cards like this. It's called a biddle grip, and the deck in your left hand or right, doesn't matter, just hold your deck in your hand. You come over here and you say we've got the ace of diamonds, you use the pack to flip it over on top of the deck, the ace of clubs, the ace of hearts, ace of spades, and you say spades are the leaders. You flip it over, king of hearts, king of clubs, king of diamonds, and then you don't flip over the king of spades, because then you'll be exposing these 3 cards you stole. So what you do is you just place the whole packet of the king of spades and the 3 other cards below it, you put that on top, and you say, okay, well, take the king of spades and you deal it down onto the table, just like this. Take the king of spades and the other 3 kings, so deal them down, and we'll deal down the aces over here. And you just basically deal down the three cards that they think are the aces, but they're not actually. And then you've got the ace of spades. So, and then what you do is you take the deck and you give it a shuffle. But what you do is you just shuffle the cards, but you in-jog this pile right here. So you pull it towards you a little, and then you shuffle the rest of the cards over it. So you basically mark where the top card is. See how that's just sticking out? And then you set that over the side. It just looks like a sloppy shuffle. And put the top of the deck's right here. And what you say is, you say, okay, I'm going to swap the king of spades with the ace of spades. and if I just wave this king over these 3 cards, make sure you put it over the second set of cards you dealt. You wave over those cards, because if you wave this over this, it's not going to work. It's going to be the 4 of a kind you had. So you say, if I wave this king over these 3 cards, they magically turn into the 3 other kings. And then you start like you're gonna start like waving the card over, but you say, all right, I'm gonna now if I just wave this ace over, and then you stop and you say, you know what? Let me make this a little bit more difficult for myself, because you're making it sound like that's too easy, and it makes the trick even better. And then you go over your deck where you have that in-jogged top card of the deck, or where the last 8 is, where those cards are. Sorry, where those cards are on the top of the deck, and you say. And then you just convert where that is, you just convert it to a little pinky break like that. See that? A little pinky break. And then you say, you riffle down the edge, you say, tell me when to stop. And wherever they say stop, you go directly to that pinky break. So they say stop, and then I've actually got a pinky break here, but they told me stop here. But I automatically just go to that pinky break, and I say, okay, we'll take the top 4 cards. So you go 1, 2, 3, and then you flip over the 4th card, which should be your last of the 4 of a kind you chose. And it is for me. And then you can get rid of the deck, and now it's just performance. You just say, alright, if I swap this ace with this 8, and I wave this ace over these 3 cards, they magically turn into the 3 aces. But if I wave this card over these 3 cards, this 8 over these 3 cards, they magically turn into the 3 other 8s. And that's the trick. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And if this is your favorite trick, make sure you practice it for the show tomorrow. It's been a great week, guys, so I'll see you guys tomorrow at the Magic Show. Alright, bye.